So Brock Lesnar and Paul Lee's segment backstage. Brock's walking down the hallway. Some guy dressed up as, I put down question mark, says
a caveman, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this was. He was dressed up in some sort of weird outfit. It looked like it was a
freak outfit. The guy asked Brock, who is he going to be?
Yeah, which first off, I don't even know why this guy's talking to Brock backstage. Leave Brock alone. And Brock says, I'm the WWE champion.
That's a shitty outfit, Brock. No one wants to be WWE champion for Halloween. Brock sits down next to Paul Heyman in this little shitty, a horrible looking locker room, by the way. This shit's a disaster. I hope this isn't Brock's locker room. This shit was fucked.
Well, Brock is still early on in his career, so it makes sense.
He sits down next to Heyman, and he is so fucking big. This guy is gigantic. It's insane.
Yeah, he is actually incredibly big. He it's actually crazy looking at him later on in the evening with the Big Show, because Big Show dwarfs this guy.
He does, yeah, and they both look ridiculous haircut wise.
Yeah, but at least Brock still looked like a human being at this point.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty true.
I mean, and his neck was out of control, bro.
Dude. He is so fucking big. It's nuts. What are they feeding this fucking guy? Paul Heyman starts cutting a promo talking about the Thriller in Manila, and Brock doesn't seem to give a fuck at all. He's just zoning out.
I never heard of that.
Brock is just zoning out during this. Heyman is just talking. He's pretty much just putting Big Show over big time. So now looking back at this, they foreshadowed the shit out of this turn. But as a kid, I didn't realize it at all.
They definitely. I remember the promos over and over. Big Show, 7 feet tall, 500 pounds. You can't manhandle the Big Show like anyone else.
Yeah, he says you can't suplex him. He's too big. You can't get him for an F5. He's too big.
You cannot F5.
His name's Big.
The Big Show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just them. I guess even later, Big Show cuts a promo and he says I was what was it? I don't know if he was advised to not fight. Brock.
Yeah, this was very much. So
I was like, holy shit! I don't remember this at all.
And commentary even said it too. Taz he said advised.
Yeah. Blackula.
Yeah, so they're talking about the Hell in a Cell match that Lesnar had with Taker. He said, you don't come out of those the same. And Taker's not the same. Brock, you're not the same. You ain't had any tests, bro. You're fucking out of your mind right now. And Paul says, yeah, you can't even fucking pick up the Big Show. And he says, you shouldn't do this. This is what you pay me for. I'm telling you not to do it. This is why people like me make decisions for people like you. And I'm like, good Lord, man. Yeah, I wrote down that too. I'm like, damn, they telegraphed this. This was I can't believe that this was all right. Because
the only thing they didn't do is have Paul Heyman say, I am going to fuck you over, bro.
Yeah, everything about this was crazy. So we cut to Big Show versus Rikishi. We get a really well-timed, I said, oh, here we go.
Why is Big Show dressed in casual wear?
Yeah, yep, Big Show wrestling in tucked-in shirt and jeans.
Yeah, like black shirt, black pants, with a belt on.
Maybe they just thought that was a better look for him.
That's his new attire when he first came from Raw, right?
Yeah, maybe Heyman.
Did he wear that often?
Well, Heyman wanted to push him big, so I think maybe they were just like this is a good look for you compared to the
I guess
other
so.
way. I mean, it wasn't
Why
bad.
didn't
he
they
wore the
question his
jeans and the
mustache?
singlet top, right? Didn't he? When he wrestled?
I remember the black pants and the singlet top. Yeah, I just don't remember him wearing black shirt and pants.
He looked like a security guard.
He looked like a fucking crazy person with that mustache and the haircut. He honestly looked like the Big Boss Man.
Yeah, you're actually right. He is.
And then yes, he faced Rikishi. Sorry, who's
the tribal chief is here. Rikishi. My favorite part about this match is that Big Show and Rikishi were actually working. Big Show was still doing moves that required him to take a bump, so that was really fucking cool. He was doing elbow drops and stuff. I said, "Wow, oh my god, look at him! He's going crazy."
Michael Cole in commentary was talking about, I guess, I don't know if this is the previous week, I think it was, where he said Big Show threw Undertaker off the ramp like a sack of potatoes. That was his pronunciation, potatoes.
Rikishi did the Rikishi bump off one of the clotheslines that Big Show threw.
I wrote Big Show clothesline Rikishi bump.
Yep.
It's his bump. You do it. Whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, that's the Tribal Chief's bump for sure. So Big Show exposed the middle turnbuckle in this match, then threw Rikishi into it, using his ass cheeks against him.
The ass cheeks hit the buckle so hard, and then he hit him with the squisher, and it was all over for Rikishi after that. fucking... Oh, Big Show lifted him up with one arm and did a running power slam, by the way. That looked crazy.
Yeah, they put that over big, too.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it did. Big Show then beat him with the choke slam. Said, see you.
Yes.
So Big Show and Brock have a segment next where Big Show cuts a promo. This is literally right after the match. Big Show doesn't leave the ring.
Yeah, he cuts his promo at the end of this match, and then goes to commercial, and then he comes back, and he's still cutting the promo.
Yes, yeah, that's... I wrote down here that this dragged on forever.
Fuck.
I was like, please just stop fucking talking. Like, where is Brock?
I literally have Big Show flaps his gum, shut up, go away.
This promo sucked. It was terrible.
He was challenging Brock to come down to the ring. He says, "I'll be here waiting, little man." And then they cut backstage.
Well, he says SmackDown will not continue until Brock comes out.
Yeah, like, that's fucking mean, Big Show. There's a lot more show. I gotta see the trick or treat match.
I know, goddamn, it's the next seg. Could you hurry this up?
They show Brock before the commercial. He's about to go to the ring, and Heyman's begging him not to, which is just like, god damn, they're laying this on fucking thick as hell.
So thick.
Then they go to commercial. Big Show is still in the ring. He says he's got all night long, and someone in the crowd goes, ooh. I was like,
it's probably Jason the Terrible too, that son of a bitch.
It's probably Luther.
Hey, he probably was a blah.
And then he says, while we're waiting, let's roll the footage of what I did to the so-called American badass. And then they show Undertaker wearing Mr. Socko getting thrown off the stage.
It was the cast.
Dude, this cast is fucking ridiculous looking. This isn't helping him or anybody else. It looked like he was wearing a sock.
Dude, this promo had a commercial break, a video package, and the payoff for it was Brock coming out and Big Show leaving.
He said, Big Show said, you can't beat the Big Show. You can't beat Paul White. You can't beat a giant. He's like just going through all of his names. And then finally, Brock comes out, and Taz says, well, here come DePayne. I guess that was his first week doing it.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
They have a stare down, and Brock takes the mic, and he says, I agree with you on one thing. You're a giant. You're a giant piece of... beep. Why did he pause so long?
It was literally, I wrote giant piece of
it
pause.
Was so awkward.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. So I don't know if he was trying to like say it and they were going to add it in later. You know how SmackDown would edit sometimes and do it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he
Loser
knew
leaves
which one
the
to do.
WWE. I thought maybe he was afraid that he didn't remember if they said he could say shit or not. So he didn't want to do it, and then he decided, fuck it.
I want to think he just forgot his line, actually.
Piece of fuck.
Piece of asshole.
Dude, I couldn't stop laughing during this bit because I kept headcanoning that Lesnar was like a little kid doing it. He was like, they told him before he goes, all right, you get to say you giant piece of shit tonight. And he's like, oh my God, I get to say shit. So he said, a giant piece of...
He did seem really, even before he said that, he seemed nervous. Like when he grabbed the mic, he looked nervous.
No, I thought he was just like, you ever seen that Vine where the kid's running with a knife? So what do you got there? A knife. No.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought about with this segment. He just looks at the picture. You're a giant piece of what's he about to say? Shit.
And then fucking Big Show looks at him and just takes the mic and then leaves. I was like, damn, he just took the mic and he's not gonna let Brock talk anymore. He's just gonna leave. That sucks. He stops.
It's crazy.
He stops on the ramp and he says, I've been advised not to beat your ass till Survivor Series. I'm like, and then Taz, like you said, advised.
Big Show gets out of the ring and says, Paul Heyman is going to turn on you and he is going to join me at Survivor Series.
My manager, Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously, said not to whoop your ass, Brock Lesnar.
I don't know how I didn't think. It was so obvious. I don't know how we never picked up on it.
It was incredibly obvious.
Yeah, I was a stupid little fuck. Because when
I know.
When he turned,
when I was 33, I can't believe it, dude. I was so dumb.
Yeah. So, it was very weird.
33-year-old Tony. Yo, what the fuck is going on?
I had no idea, dude. What the fuck?
Brock Lesnar would be probably pretty pissed off right now if he could read.
Tony's sitting there watching this 2002 SmackDown with his wife and kids. Saying, "Oh, that's weird. Who advised him?"
Tony's knee deep in 2002 taxes. He's trying to get all this shit together.
Trying to figure out my mortgage payments. Shit.
So then that segment ends, and the next shot you see is Tori Wilson's asshole.
Oh my god. Yeah, but this was good. So after that, we move on to the main event of the evening, which is Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
Rey Mysterio, this is how I remember Rey Mysterio also, coming from the floor and doing all the gimmicks and stuff. This is how I remember him.
I like this theme more than Booyaka.
I do too. This was definitive Rey for me right here.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, this is, dude, I can't imagine how much fucking money this guy was making in royalties during this time of year. Holy shit, there was so many Rey Mysterio masks in the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It's insane.
And they were, what was cool about this era too is that like anyone could have been in the main event, which was really nice. Mysterio used his speed early on to kind of just fuck around with Brock. He just kind of ran around him.
Yeah, Brock was going for like, you know, how he jumps on the apron, and Rey Mysterio like slid through his legs, then slid back in the ring and was sliding all around, going through the ring post and all. It's crazy. And then at one point, he hits Brock with like a seated senton from the top to the floor, which was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. This just shows how Rey was still like Rey.
Brock no-sold it, by the way.
Yeah, Brock stood up immediately. Yes. Balls in his face, and Brock got up and was pissed. Brock then caught Rey in a powerbomb and just like swung him at the ring post. It was crazy looking.
Rey's like mid-2000s WWE run was him doing something and then getting slammed into the turnbuckle.
It worked. It looked cool as hell. Brock had Rey in a backbreaker, and he said, "Come on, you little bitch." So Brock was just firing off swear words on this show.
Hey man, Brock was fucking, I mean, this dude was young, he was beefed, he was top of the world, he made Steve Austin quit. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on here.
What? Oh, Stone Cold ain't quitting on nobody.
Take his ball and go home. So Brock ends up beating, he beats out Rey Mysterio for a minute. Rey starts hitting some sweet comebacks. He has a 619 to the stomach that was pretty dope, and then he hit a couple of kicks, and he gets him down for the 619. But as he's about to hit the 619, Big Show's here, baby. Big Show catches Rey.
He snatches him mid 619. He's on the outside. He just grabs his entire body and lifts him up and throws him into the crowd.
That was, I feel like I've seen him throw the crowd quite a bit. He throws him into like the 6th row.
It looked crazy.
It really
I loved
did.
it. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, Rey had a lot of fun spots where he got his ass kicked. There was the one where he got launched to the crowd here. There's the one where he got attached to the gurney and then slapped up against the turnbuckle post.
That's an all-time.
That's an all-timer. Yes,
there's the one where Great Khali took his head and squished him like a grape.
The gurney one is like it's a crazy visual as it is, because like it was Big Show, right? He had him on the gurney.
Yeah.
Tied to it, and he swings it at the ring post, and he hits the ring post with the back of the gurney, but he drops it, so Rey lands right on his fucking head.
That sucked. That was the worst bump I've seen in
bad.
Quite a bit of time. Other than the time they got his head squished like a grape.
That was pretty horrible, and then he died.
Yeah, that was a shoot. So Big Show, of course, after just tossing Rey into space, goes to beat up Brock Lesnar. He goes to chokeslam him through the announce table, but he loses his grip midway through. I think Brock jumped way higher than he assumed.
That's what I thought it was too. I thought he just jumped fucking too high.
Because Lesnar is just a freak of nature. So he loses his grip, but he ends up catching him anyways, which looked really cool, and just tosses his ass through the table anyways.
The awkward part of it was Brock trying to, brace for impact, and he's staring behind him to figure out where he's landing, as Big Show's just holding him in the air.
I was surprised that they even salvaged the spot, to be honest. I was like, oh shit, it's going to suck. And then it ended up looking all right.
It was cool.
Then they put over Big Show for like 5 minutes. There was like 5 minutes left in the show, and they're like, Big Show's the best ever. I love this motherfucking guy. Big Show's going to win it all.
Big Show's too big. Big Show's too big. They kept saying that on commentary. Big Show's too big. His name is Big Show. I know he's big.
Yeah, well, they were really putting over when he picks his ass up and just fucking tosses him.
Then the last 2 minutes of the show is Big Show screaming, signaling for the title, saying, "Give me the belt! Give me the belt!" And then they show the replays, and then he gets on the stage, and he 5 times in a row, I swear, he says, "It's all mine!" mine! It's all mine! Just fucking screaming it like a maniac.
Hit my fucking music. Somebody hit my fucking music. Yep, so
great.
that was the Halloween episode. There's no more going back to the party anymore. The party's fucking over. Everybody go home.
Damn it.
That was SmackDown, October 31st, 2002.
I think for next week, we're going to have to try to find a different party.
We're going to tune back in 2003. The party's still going on.
Just different people.
The
Matt
bear's
Hardy's
still there with the cape.
boombox.
As long as we get a trick or treat match, I'm good with that.
It's a given.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Absolutely.